All right, so right off the top, we have some breaking news out of New York City. Police Commissioner Edward Caban resigned. It's less than a week after federal agents raided his home and others in Mayor Eric Adams' administration. So Caban sent a letter to members of the NYPD saying the news surrounding the raids had, quote, created a distraction for our department earlier this week. The commissioner denied reports he would step down, and the mayor was grilled by reporters about his future with the department. Now, here is some of CBS News New York's coverage just minutes ago. Take a listen.
I respect his decision, and I wish him well. Commissioner Caban dedicated his life to making our city safer, and we saw a drop in crime for 13 of the 14 months he served as commissioner. In his time as part of the NYPD during our administration, we removed more than 18,000 illegal guns off our streets, had the lowest number of robberies in recorded history in the month of October in our subway system and throughout the entire last few months, and just had the lowest number of shootings above ground ever in the history of recorded history in this city in August. To ensure crime keeps going down in our city today, I'm taking immediate action in appointing Tom Donlin as interim police commissioner. Tom is an experienced law enforcement professional who has worked at the local, state, federal, and international levels. He served as New York's director of the Office of Homeland Security, ran the FBI's National Threat Center and the FBI NYPD Joint Terrorist Task Force, and worked as the cold case agent investigating the 1993 Twin Towers bombing, as well as the attacks in U.S. embassies in Africa and the USS Cole in Yemen by Al-Qaeda. He is also a Bronx native. Tom joins a team at One Police Plaza that is relentlessly dedicated to public safety and protecting New Yorkers. That is why New York is the safest big city in the world and why it will continue to be. I thank incoming Commissioner Donlin for stepping in during this critical moment. As always, the men and women of the NYPD have my gratitude for their dedication and professionalism. I thank them for their command and their decision-making as we move forward, and for continuing to service that they deliver to all New Yorkers. Thank you, and God bless our great city and a bright future ahead. Thank you.
Okay, we've just been listening to a press conference with Mayor Adams. He announced the resignation of the police commissioner, and he has just talked about the incoming commissioner, who is going to be Tom Donlin. He's described as an experienced law enforcement officer, New York Director of Homeland Security, FBI's Joint Terrorist Task Force, and he is from the Bronx. Let's now go to Marcia Kramer, who has been covering this all week long, to get the latest from her. Your reaction, Marcia?
Well, I think it doesn't come as a surprise to me that they would announce somebody from outside the department. I have been hearing all week from various people who know about the inner workings of not only the probe, but about the NYPD, and that the U.S. Attorney and the federal agencies that have been involved in the investigation wanted the next person that's going to run the agency to be outside the department. And so in picking Tom Donlin, that fills the bill. It's somebody who has a lot of experience in law enforcement, not necessarily in law enforcement in the NYPD, but has a record of being able to deal with terrorism. Now, this is very important because coming up, the NYPD has to focus on a number of terrorist incidents, a number of possibilities for terror attacks where they have to try to protect the city. It's not only the UN General Assembly and the Jewish high holidays, but remember, October 7th is the anniversary of the attack in the Middle East by Hamas. And there's also concern, since many times terrorists like to strike on anniversaries, there's also concern that something could happen here around those dates. So appointing somebody who has a lot of experience in terrorism is a wise decision on the part of the mayor. But I also want to point out something else, and that is that during the mayor's speech, he also talked about the accomplishments of the NYPD while the commissioner was in charge. And he talked about being able to take 18,000 guns off the street and a major reduction in both crimes and shootings. So he was giving praise to the commissioner for the work that he's done. Again, we also have to stress that just because the commissioner is stepping aside doesn't mean that he's done anything wrong. Reporting live from City Hall, I'm Marcia Kramer, CBS News, New York.
All right, live coverage as you are watching right now from New York. Mayor Adams holding a news conference just minutes ago at City Hall. The New York City Police Commissioner Edward Caban resigns. This coming after federal agents raided his home and others in Mayor Eric Adams' administration. Will continue to follow that.